people! Welcome to BLD BeatDown, where we run the rule of the upcoming WWE pay-per-view. And this weekend in Brooklyn, we love New York City, is SummerSlam 2015, featuring a whole host of WWE stars. And Ninja Boy, Notebook Ninja Boy for the day, has got all his notes here, ready to go through fight by fight, bout by bout, and say what we think is going to happen on the big night. And those of you who do follow us on Twitter, thanks very much for all your comments. Thanks very much for your suggestions that we should do this. This is us doing it, so thanks for that. And also, those of you who know that I wasn't around to play WWE Supercard on Thursday, on the big launch day, that was because I was doing my preview piece for SummerSlam for Yahoo UK. And if you want to see the link to Yahoo UK, the piece, it's down below in the comments. If you'd like to click on it and see a full written version of what we're about to say in a much more sort of literate style, then you can find it down below. And if you don't care, don't have to read it at all. It's that simple. Right, Ninja Boy, first up for the evening. Bit of a mouthful, the first one. What have we got?
A fatal four-way tag team championship match between the hottest primetime players, New Day, Los Matador. Yes, true.
Sorry.
Los Matadores.
Yes.
And the Lucha Dragons.
Right, the last two, I don't think are going to figure at all. I'm quickly going to give my opinion. Ninja Boy's going to give his opinion, and then we're going to sort of move on, because there's two big shows that we want to talk about. Not the 7 foot tall big show, but the two big shows towards the end. Yeah, so basically, I'm of the opinion that Primetime have done well. They've got the title, but they're a bit sort of, what do they do? Don't do an awful lot. Whereas New Day Sucks, that is their full name, isn't it? New Day Sucks?
Yeah.
New Day Sucks, they just wind me up. But they sort of wind you up in a kind of nice way. They're sort of the most affable heels going. And I reckon that they could turn it. They've actually got some moves, I'll give them that. So I reckon whichever two out of the three of them decide to fight, because they always seem to have one lurking around the ring.
Like sometimes it's Kofi, sometimes it's Big E, but sometimes it's Xavier Woods.
So whichever two decide they can be bothered to do the fighting, I reckon they could lift the title. Ninja Boy?
Well, seeing as all the build-up to this match has happened,
Yes.
It makes like New Day look really high.
Right.
To win, but actually I think they're going to make PTP retain. PTP retain for me.
Okay, so we've got a split decision there. So I think what we'll do, when we come back for the review show, we will do a review show, which will be in between the live show and Monday Night Raw, so you get a chance to sort of see and hear what's gone on, because we should be watching it. I'll be watching it live because I'm reporting on it.
And I'll watch it.
And he'll be watching it first thing Monday morning. So we'll come back and we'll just see how well we've done with our predictions. Right, next up, let's get going. Keep moving, keep moving.
Number 2 is the Triple Threat Intercontinental Championship. Got 7 people in 2 matches.
I know. It's an awful lot of people. It's more than 7.
Yeah, I know, because... Yeah.
Keep going. Ryback,
Big Show.
Big Show and The Miz. Right, my verdict. I cannot see that Ryback in his first big pay-per-view defence of a title is going to lose. They're not going to bring him back from injury and let him get pasted first time round. The Miz isn't going to beat anyone. The Miz is going to be first to go, and I reckon it could be him who's going to get pinned by Ryback for the win. So that's my verdict. Ninja Boy?
I think Ryback will knock Big Show out the ring, then hit Miz with a shell shock and win.
Good shout, good shout. Right, number 3
is... Oh, this could be interesting. It's Kevin Owens and Cesaro.
Right. Had to pause for a cup of tea. Very British thing to do. Because this could be the fight of the night. I'm looking forward to... Didn't mean you to fall off your chair, mate. I reckon this could be the fight of the night. Both of them obviously graduated through NXT. Very agile for big fellas. They're both big fellas. And Owens has done extremely well, supremely well against John Cena. So I fancy him...
first night.
I fancy him for the win. But I also fancy it could be one hell of a scrap. So I'm looking forward to that one. Ninja Boy?
It will be a huge brawl, that's for sure. No doubt about that. But I think after all these shenanigans that's happened, I think Owens will walk away with the win.
Good shout. Right, next up we have... I can tell you what the next one is.
Dolph Ziggler v Rusev.
Dolphy Zig against Rusev. Now this, I think we all know where the real battle's going to be, and it's not going to be in the ring, is it? It's going to be the girls fighting outside the ring.
It's going to turn from Dolph Ziggler v Rusev to Lana v Summer Rae.
The blonde bombshells are going to take over.
It's going to be like one click.
So that's the time to put the kettle on and make another cup of tea. That'll be a good time to do that, because I don't think there's going to be much fighting going on.
And obviously there won't be any clean result.
No, there's someone will throw a high-heeled shoe at someone else, or be some sort of bizarre ending. So, if there is a win, well, I don't know, Rusev, who knows? Who knows? But I think there's going to be some sort of silly ending to that one, so I'm not too bothered about that. Next up, and that's 4 bouts in, isn't it? Was that number 4 for the evening?
Yeah.
This is a 4-hour show. I mean, they've had to bring Jon Stewart in to host it because it's such a big show. Go. Number 6. Number 5.
PCB against Team Bad against...
It's all the girls, isn't it? Now then, what would I say about this? What I would say about this is it's been great to see the 3 new girls coming in to boost up the Divas division.
Charlotte, Sushmans, Becky Lynch.
Well done. But what they've tried to do is they've now formed these girl gangs. And so we keep getting these individual matchups where the rest of the girls are watching from the outside, or then you get sort of one gang against the other and the third will appear and intervene or something. And it's getting a bit confusing as to who's doing what. So this is really about establishing, again, in our minds, who's on what team. And I've got a feeling, the feeling for me is that Team Bad are going to come out on top on this one. I don't think...
we're making the bad call.
I don't think Team Bella need this one, to be quite honest. We all know who the Bella twins are and Alicia Fox. So I think this will be down to the other 2 teams. I think Team Bad will take it.
Even with PCB's momentum, it'll probably be Team Bad.
Right, number 6.
Stephen Amell and Neville against Stardust and King Barrett.
Yes, this is Arrow. There's a lot of arrows in this one.
Yeah.
There's Neville with his red arrows and Steve Amell, the Arrow, against a rather strange team, Stardust.
But if you watch Raw, I think it was,
they
look pretty good together.
It was pretty odd, yeah, especially when Stardust presented King Barrett with some sort of silvery space-age cape to go with him. Anyway, it's all going to be a bit bizarre. I think for once, bad news Barrett. It's going to be a bit bad news for him because he's going to be lurking in the background. For once, he's not going to be the controversial character. I think it's going to be more Stardust and Steve Amell doing their thing. And I think what's going to happen is flying through the air to break up the big fight is going to be Neville, and he'll do a red arrow to take Stardust down and win the fight. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
What have you got?
I agree.
You're in agreement as well. So there's only one we've disagreed on so far. Come on, we've got to disagree. We've got to disagree more. Come on. Right, number 7.
Number 7, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper against Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
Right, so we've got a 2/3 v 2/3 class of 2014 reunion going on here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Wyatt family who have reformed in a 2/3 fashion against 2/3 of last year's Shield.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Over last year.
Yeah, it's nice to see Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns back together. And the thing about Roman Reigns is he's been a bit lost since his defeat at WrestleMania. It's almost like they've not quite known what to do with him. And I've actually quite enjoyed him teaming up with Dean Ambrose. So I'm looking forward to this. I think it actually could be quite a good little grapple. And I fancy our 2 ex-Shield members to take the win.
Just before I say my opinion,
yes,
I think that Ambrose and Reigns should recreate the Shield just with a different 3rd member.
So like when they were fought with Randy Orton perhaps a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just like have a guest.
Or when Ambrose was with Cesaro, they did well as well. So
it's not a bad call, is it? It's not a bad shout. I think people would be up for that.
Now, I disagree with you. I think...
Well, you need to... Oh, do you?
Yeah.
What, on this fight?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
it'll be an interesting fight. Reigns and Ambrose will have most of the control, but then Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper will just like pull off some kind of trick to win it.
Right. Some sneaky, spidery, backward walking trick, yeah? Right, so that's 2 we've disagreed on so far. That's good. Now we're getting to the meat and drink of the evening. This is the big territory.
2 more matches.
Yeah.
This one is the winner takes all.
Winner takes all.
John Cena, the United States champion.
John Cena, the United States champion.
The WWE welterweight champion, slimy Seth.
Athena Relenza. Yeah. Right, now, I think you'll have to agree that any other pay-per-view, any other night, this would be the headline. You've got the US champion against the WWE champion. That would surely headline any show. But not because of the thing that's coming up a bit later. I think one of the reasons why perhaps it's not headlining the show is we could be in for some sort of weird sticky ending. I've got this sort of sneaky suspicion John Cena's going to look so close to winning, so close to winning, and then something's going to happen to interrupt the fight that's going to create a bit of mayhem. Now, the thing I've got, so there's two things I'd mention here. Firstly, one big possible intervention is our host for the evening, Jon Stewart.
Hey.
He, of course, had his little video spat, sort of jokey spat with Seth Rollins at the start of the year. Very amusing.
I wonder if he'll do the same celebration that he did.
Could well be, yeah. He's obviously appeared as well in a show a bit later in the year, and Seth Rollins appeared on his daily show. So I think something could happen there. We're sort of geared up for him getting involved somewhere along the line, and that could rob Cena of his chance. The only other thing I would say here, and this is an observation, that John Cena has, in the last week or so, has appeared in this sort of Orangina outfit, his orange gear with the green trim and everything. They make a big play of the number 15 on his back and the number 15 on his hat. 15-time world champion. And of course, going into this fight, he's touting the fact that he could become a 16-time world champion. Well, why would they issue new merchandise 2 or 3 weeks ago with 15 on if he's suddenly going to become a 16-time champion? Doesn't quite add up, does it? So for that reason as well, I don't see Cena coming away with a clean win. He might be awarded the fight in some way, shape or form, but something's going to happen. Something's going to be, something's going to happen.
Seth's going to get away with it.
Seth's still going to be clutching something when he leaves the ring.
Some of the other predictions I have for that fight is that I agree with Jon Stewart, but there's one that you didn't mention that could happen.
Oh yes, you've got a theory as well, haven't you?
Unfinished business, Kane and Seth. Because when Kane broke his ankle broken by Brock Lesnar, Seth kicked the broken ankle.
He did, didn't he?
The already broken ankle, so Kane might have something to do with this fight.
Not a bad shout, at all. And now, the bell tolls for the main event. We all know what it is. It's Taker. Oh, Ninja Boy's going to introduce it. I'll shut up.
It's the Undertaker against the man accompanied by Paul Heyman. Brock Lesnar.
That's right, Broccoli Legions. Trying to get some revenge for having his little title shot ruined the other week by Taker's intervention. But of course,
for me is retribution.
Of course, for us, for any Taker fan, and for a lot of people who were left open-mouthed and shocked and stunned 16 months ago, WrestleMania 30, when, as Paul Heyman would tell you, somebody broke the streak. I think people are still trying to get over that fight. I know someone who still refuses to watch it. In fact, we can't, if we even talk about WrestleMania 30, we're not allowed to mention that specific fight.
I can't even look at it, my 30 years of WrestleMania.
So it's not even looking at, like, DVD, you name it. Any time it's mentioned, TV's off or it walks out of the room.
Even an autograph by Taker, I won't take it.
But this surely has to be why Taker's come back. This has to be what it's all about. This has to be the moment when the WWE Universe goes absolutely potty because Taker gets his final revenge. And that also then extends it for Taker to go on and do some other things. And whether it's to continue a feud with Brock Lesnar, some people think Sting may appear at some stage.
And I had a little thought. This could all be building up to the Brothers of Destruction reuniting.
Could well be. Who knows? Mm-hmm. So there's quite a few possibilities there, but from my point of view, it's going to be a Taker win. I cannot see anything else. Because if Lesnar wins, Taker just has to get back in his box and disappear again, and that can't happen. That can't happen after all this build-up.
Goes away.
So there we have it. That is our...
That's my opinion.
That is... I thought you'd given your opinion.
No, I didn't.
There we don't have it. Excuse me. Now we have Ninja Boykus giving his take on the big Taker.
Yeah,
and the little Lesnar.
Obviously Taker will win because why bring him back to lose? And anyway, every single time someone has had one win over another in a match, WWE always make it that the person who didn't have a win wins, so it goes to a third match. So why would they stop now?
Exactly.
So, Undertaker wins.
You happy? I do apologise, Ninja Boy, for cutting you off at the knees. But now, raising you back up to your full status as WWE Prediction Man, we shall come back, as I mentioned, straight after the show on Sunday night.
Straight after I watch it.
We'll get our video up ahead of Raw on Monday night, so you can see what the highlights were in terms of who beat who and what have you. If, of course, you weren't able to watch it yourself, and we'll go through our predictions and see just who's the better. Whether it's Big Jim, who should know better because he's a sports reporter, or whether it's Ninja Boy, because he knows the real facts because he watches every single second of every single show, not only present but past as well. So that's it for now. We shall be back, as I say, in terms of BLD Beatdown. This will be back on Monday evening. So for these next couple of days, you've got Supercard Sunday and BLD Beatdown review of SummerSlam on Monday. And of course, don't forget, check all of the details on our Twitter account at BadLadDad. If you want to find out when something's coming out, that is where you'll find the information.
Twitter.
Let us know what you think down below in the comments, and we'll compare notes in the next BLD Beatdown. Stay cool.